All right, let's get into our interview with East Peoria's 2026 Jackson Ahrens. All right, we are lucky enough to welcome on shortstop at East Peoria, Jackson Ahrens. Jackson, you are a 2026. Appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
You've had an awesome start to the year. Player of the week for us a couple weeks ago, National Player of the Week. You went 17 for 21 in that span, 4 homers, 4 triples, 4 doubles, 13 RBIs, 13 runs scored, 2 back-to-back cycles. You missed a third cycle by a double. Like, dude, that's absurd. I guess what's that like? What are you feeling like? What's the vibe after that week? Like, I don't even know what to ask there, but like that's just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a little bit of confidence for sure. I was feeling a little bit untouchable there for a minute when I was like 17 for 17 or whatever. Obviously, like, it's all going on, but just continuing to have fun and have a good mindset about it, knowing that it's just a game, and I think that was the biggest part to it.
Gavin, like for me, Jackson, we had known you for a while, right? Like we have you in our rankings. We don't have you super high at the current moment. We've followed you, like knew you were a basketball player, played middle infield at East Peoria. Um, did you see this senior season coming for you? Like you've always been a performer, you've always been an athlete, but you said it, like going 17 for 17 down there in Georgia or whatever streak you had going. Like, what were your expectations coming into the spring?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing for me was I had no expectations. I kind of already had my deal. I was already committed to college and like had no worries. Knew I trained in the winter and knew I was ready to go. Just gonna go have fun, have a good season. So I think going out there with no expectations and just sticking to my approach every at bat and just having fun was the biggest thing to it. So yeah, that's really all it was.
And following up on that, your team goes down on a spring trip. You
Mhm.
go to Georgia, you go to Lake Point, the home of prep baseball. We have scouts floating around down there at all the fields, one in particular, Ian Smith. And we're getting texts from Ian literally every at bat you're taking because it's like, dude, he did it again. He did it again. Like, here's, 104 off the bat, triple to right center. Here's a home run. Here's a game winning home. Like, it was just absurd. Like, the noise that you were making down there and then how it was reverberating back to us in Illinois. Like, did you know that was going on when you were down there? Like, how was the experience at Lake Point? Was it different than anything else you had done like during high school so far?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we went down there last year, but it wasn't anything like this year. This year, I mean, obviously my first game I hit for the cycle, so I don't think he was actually there until I hit my last 2 hits of the game or something like that. So then I kind of knew he was there, and I knew who he was before, but I never been like posted by him or nothing. So I was like, whatever, that's cool that I just did that in front of him, and then I just kept doing it in front of him, and I was like, man, like this couldn't get any better. I was just extremely blessed that like all that happened down there. I mean, I don't think it could have been like better place, better time.
And you gained some attention, you gained some notoriety. Like you basically went viral as far as our company is concerned, like from a national lens. Like, did you see that then kind of feed into your following games down there in Georgia with like we heard that there were some pro guys, coming to watch you. Little things like that. Like, was there some buzz that got to you for those last couple games down there?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily. Yeah, it did get to me like there was people coming to watch. So I mean, you obviously know they're coming to watch and all that. But I think from my standpoint, I feel like just talking to my coaches oh, the bell just went off. There we go.
Paging Jackson, you got
Yeah,
another pro scout here to talk to you. Yeah,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, there was definitely like even when I got back home, like there was some MLB scouts and stuff coming to watch our games. Pretty much almost everyone that we've played so far. There's been at least one or two here. College coaches here, so it's been awesome. But yeah, just remaining to what I was doing down there. Like if I have a bad at bat or something, I'll just be like, all right, like reset, like think about where I'm at, my approach, stuff like that. So I think just being confident in myself and my abilities has been big.
So I've got one more here, guys, and then I'll turn it over to you guys. But you were committed to Kirkwood Community College, and from what I understand, like they have been, they had been on you for a while. You had been committed there for a while, so they saw you. They had interest in you, before this spring season started and before you just took off and did what you've been doing. But since you have been doing that in today's day and age with the NLI, with the portal, with all this stuff, like there were some schools I imagine that reached out to you or at least started feeling out like, okay, like Jackson's really skyrocketed up, like really taking a next step to his game, and they think that you can maybe fit at like those higher levels, whether it's a D1, D2, whatever it is. So what is your status right now? What has happened kind of since the start of the spring? And where are you at from a recruiting standpoint?
Yeah, so first of all, I mean, I'm extremely blessed and grateful for Kirkwood and the coaches there. They actually found me last summer where I was really only getting recruited by. I mean, I had some D1s watching, but nobody really offered, and I like some JUCOs, and they really believed in me. Had a great relationship with them, so at the time that was the best opportunity and best choice for me. They're an extremely great program, really successful JUCO in Iowa, so they were going to get me to the next level too. But now with all this happening, I've kind of already helped myself kind of get there almost a year earlier. So I've been getting recruited by some D1 schools, and I think that's definitely the next step I'm going to take. So yeah.
So you are open, you are just looking for the right fit, the right opportunity. It sounds like Kirkwood has been super open and understanding with you throughout the whole process as well, right? Like they
Yeah.
wanted what's best for you, and now that you're getting the attention to where, hey, you were going to go to Kirkwood to try to get to this next step. You said it. Like you're a year early. That's already kind of happening for you, and they've been cool with the whole situation, and now you are open just looking for the best opportunity.
Yeah, they've been extremely open, and they definitely want what's best for me. So it's been great, and I actually did. Yeah, I have reopened my recruitment, and I decided I'm going to decommit from Kirkwood. So it's been tough, and it's been a crazy couple weeks, but that's what's best for me and for my family moving forward. So
Sounds good. And I'm sure you'll have a busy final few months and weeks to the season then,
yeah,
figuring all that out. And
yeah,
with the playoff race coming in like the near future, it's kind of crazy that we're only a couple weeks now before the start of the high school playoffs.
yeah.
But I'll open it up here to the other guys. I don't need to dominate this conversation. What do you guys have for Jackson?
Well, Jackson, kind of staying on the topic of, your incredible week there, week and a half, like how easy is it to stay like level-headed during something like that, especially being, you're 17, 18 years old, like, and you're getting all this national attention. So like carrying yourself, like showing up to the field, knowing you're on this incredible run, like how did you handle that? And were you like aware? I'm sure you were aware of what you were doing, but like how do you kind of manage that, and how did you manage that?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously at first it was a little like I've never had anything like this happen. Like it's kind of you blow up like that, and it's like kind of crazy. It's a little surreal. Like it doesn't even feel real at first. Like I remember when first started getting like posted from it, I was like, oh, that's cool, like whatever. And then it just kept on coming. So I was like, whatever. Like I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And honestly, I don't look too much into like the whole social media thing. So like it's cool. Like it's cool to have all that, but at the end of the day, like it's my approach. It's just me in the picture up there. So I just stuck to what I was doing, and it kept on working, and hopefully that's what I keep doing all season. But definitely, like even when I got back home, I was just playing games, and I'll have like a catcher be like, "Are you you're that kid that was 17 or 17 or whatever?" Or I'll be on second, and a shortstop will be like, "Man," he's like, "Way to go, keep it going, man." I'm like, "I'm playing you. Why are you telling me to keep it going?" And it's I don't know. It's been cool, but I don't know. It definitely is a little bit of pressure, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like you said, everyone says, but like I feel like I kind of thrive under pressure, and it's been a lot of fun. So
Jackson, one thing that I want to shout out your season stats quick. You're hitting 617 on the year. You got 7 home runs, 5 triples, 7 doubles, 22 RBIs, 30 runs scored, and 9 stolen bases. And like one thing throughout this whole season that I've always thought of is like when I've seen you in the past, like I've always been impressed by like you're an athlete that can really defend it up the middle. But now you've like clearly added power to your game. You got 7 home runs. You're leading the team like with your home runs. And I guess what changed? What did your offseason look like to do that? And the reason I ask is because like you're also a really good basketball player. You played 4 years of basketball. East Peoria, you're the point guard. You guys had a good team this year. Like you're running a lot. You're probably losing weight playing basketball, but like I'm assuming you were trying to add strength in the offseason as well for baseball. So like I guess just walk us through that quick.
I mean, I feel like in the past I would always be like, for a while there, I wanted to go to college for basketball. Even a little bit into the beginning of my junior season, I was like, still thought I was gonna play basketball, maybe Division II guy, something like that. And then I realized, like, man, like baseball's my thing. I think I can really get better at baseball, and that could skyrocket. And it's been great for that standpoint. But yeah, I think the off season was really big for me this year because I really like being with that, like I committed last fall. I decided like, hey, like I want to go and be at Kirkwood or Beer or wherever I'm at next spring, next high school season, and be ready to go. Like these last couple seasons during basketball season, I was kind of going through the motions. Would maybe go hit once a week because I was so locked into basketball. But this year, I was going and hitting probably 3 or 4 days a week. And like every time I went, I had the same hitting coach every time. I would go hit and take 40, 50 swings every swing. I had video on every swing, making sure like I was optimizing my movements, everything like that. So I think my swing has even made. I think that's the biggest thing. Is my swing is a lot better than it has been, and even in the last 2 years, it's kind of developed a lot. So I think that, and then like you said, like losing weight in basketball, that's the hardest part for me. Like I want to get up to like probably 190, 195, where right now I'm at probably 180, and in basketball is almost 170. So it's like my weight in basketball fluctuates a lot. So yeah,
Yep.
just staying consistent lifting, and then making sure I was ready for the season this year was big.
Jackson, I kind of want to touch on your basketball season. Gavin teased it a little bit, just doing some digging on you. So I feel like you buried the lead a little bit. Like over at East Peoria this year, you entered the 1,000 point club, and you also helped lead them to their first regional title in nearly 30 years. So I just kind of want to give you the floor to maybe touch on your basketball season, this senior season, and talk about how special of a year it was for you guys.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that was probably the most fun I've ever had playing basketball. Just I knew I was going playing baseball, so I was just gonna go out there and have fun. And like we have a Quentin Kidd, he's an Illinois commit, like top 50 player in the country, like legit player. So playing with him, just playing with high level basketball guys, it was a lot of fun. I feel like that's a big reason why I'm the athlete I am. Just playing with guys like that. I mean, I'm guarding him every day. He's 6'6", so I think that made my movements good. Yeah, I think it was big for our community too, even going into baseball season. Like even around our school, like in the past, I feel like East Peoria was known as kind of like oh, it's a bye week or you're gonna go beat them. But now, like even football, every sport at our school now, just because of our basketball success, is like thriving. Everyone wants to be a part of it. Our whole community was coming. Every game we had was sold out, packed out. So it was awesome.
We'll get back to your stretch here. So, what was your approach during this stretch? Were you kind of hunting a specific pitch, or were you kind of just looking for anything in the zone and you knew it was going to drop?
Yeah, so early on, like I'm a leadoff guy. I've been hitting leadoff kind of my whole life. So especially with teams that don't know me, I'm always hunting fastball first pitch of the game. I feel like a lot of guys tend to do that. So first at bat of even those first 3 games when I was 12 for 12 or whatever, I was hitting fastballs, first ABs, and then I was just focusing like see the ball down, see the ball down. We're not expanding the zone. Hit the pitches I want to hit. Even if I got down, I think I had 2 of my home runs there were 2 strike counts. So it's like I wasn't changing my approach much, just putting the bat on the ball and trusting my hands and stuff. So it was great. But yeah, my biggest approach was just see it down and attack fastballs early in counts. If I got down, then I have to fight off. But yeah.
I had like a couple different ways I wanted to go with this, but one thing we talk about as a staff a lot is like late bloomers and not being, the best player, on your team or in the state when you're 14. And I think you're the perfect example of this. Is like everybody runs their own race to get to where they're trying to be. And like our whole thing is like just continue to get better. I mean, you even mentioned it, like you thought maybe basketball was going to be your best sport for a while.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any advice to guys out there? Like, not everybody's going to be the high level athlete that you are that can pull this off. But like you mentioned it, hey, guarding a guy that's 6'6", all the time in basketball made you a better athlete. But like from a competition standpoint, what are some things that you kind of hang your hat on as far as being a multi-sport guy? Or just any advice that you would have, maybe not getting burnt out, hitting every day in the winter, when you were a sophomore. Are there some other things that you really credit to that basketball or multi-sport?
Yeah, I would just say like competing in other sports. I even played football my junior year, so I think that made me a little bit more physical. Um, just stuff like that, competing, getting mental toughness. I think early when I was freshman, sophomore, I think I didn't like basketball or baseball as much because maybe I was a little bit mentally weak, and baseball is a sport where you fail a lot. I didn't put the work in where it was like, I mean, I did put the work in, but I didn't put the right type of work in to where I wanted to get to where I wanted to get to, and I wasn't succeeding I was still playing good, but I wasn't succeeding in getting what I wanted to get. So I think just having mental toughness, and that's where I'm at now. Like I really focus on mental toughness, staying even keeled, don't get too high, don't get too low, um, things like that. So I think just for me that was the biggest thing, other than physically, in my development and the way I'm playing now is the mental side of things. I think you kind of said something about burnout and that. I I think that definitely plays a role. I think early on, like I think burnout, like I think that's a big thing for me. I wasn't overdoing it when I was at a young age. My parents weren't on me at a young age trying to force me to go play. I mean, I was playing travel ball my whole life, but they weren't forcing me to go do all this and all that. Like I don't even think I came to a PBR showcase till I was after my sophomore year or whatever. So like, and I probably shouldn't have even gone because my numbers weren't good enough or whatever. But whatever. But yeah, uh, yeah. So I just think yeah, just trusting yourself and having mental toughness, and then obviously you got to put the work in, and that's where I'm at now. Is I found my groove and I've been putting it in. So yeah,
Well, and you mentioned it like going to a PBR event when your numbers weren't very good. And I think
yep,
that's what we want to see is how much you have skyrocketed from
yep,
that first time you came to an event. And then it's like now where you're at versus that guy that does come and
yeah,
maybe their numbers are really, really good as a sophomore and they plateau. And it
yeah,
really speaks to what you've done and the progress you've made. And really the way I'd want to end this is just like, what do you have? And maybe Gavin, I might be kind of stealing your spotlight here, but looking at the team now at East Peoria and the season you've had so far, for like any guys you want to shout out that maybe deserve some love that you love playing with that are vital to your team, and then just kind of expectations and what you're looking to do here to end the season.
yeah. So I think we had a really special group because we've all been playing together since we were like about 10 years old. I think we have 10 seniors on our team, so our lineup is really competitive for spots. Uh, so like we got a great bond. We all want to win. We know it's at stake, and we know this is a good year to do it. I think I got probably two guys I want to shout out, but first, I mean, I think you know who I'm gonna go with RJ. It's like my best friend, RJ Duncan. He actually just hit 95 last night. I think he wishes
I
we could have.
saw that.
Yeah, I think he wishes we could. I know he wishes we could have won when he did it, but that made it a little better night for him. He was pumped after that, and I was excited for him. So he's a stud. And then Augie Lonis is another one. I think he was probably a Division 1, maybe 2A pitcher, whatever. And then he tore his labrum. I think he was up to 90, 91, tore his labrum last year. And he's like the most mentally tough dude I know. Like stuff went wrong and he just stayed strong. And now this year he's batting almost 400 and hitting the ball like it's harder than anyone I've ever seen. So yeah, he's a great player too.
Well, sounds like you got a bunch of competitors on your team because we've
Yep.
seen plenty of RJ, and he's a high level competitor with tools and ability. And I mean, just listening to you talk, it is so impressive the head you have on your shoulders. You don't talk to too many, maybe you're 17, 18 years old right now, but just the way you talk about social media, like you've got it figured out. Like it is, it shouldn't be what's important to you. It should be what
Yep.
you're doing on the field. That social media stuff is fake and it's clicks, right? But it's what you're doing on the field. It's what you're doing, behind the scenes. It's the type of teammate you are. It's the type of mental, um, strength that you have. And I've really enjoyed talking to you, and man, I have just become like the biggest Jackson Ahrens fan watching everything you've done this spring and listening to you talk. And we're going to be following you moving forward. We'll be following East Peoria. We'll be out there to see you guys here in the near future. And just whether it's probably pretty unrealistic to continue on this torrid pace you're on, but just continuing to play the game the right way,
Yeah.
playing it hard, doing what you're doing. I'm shocked that you've stole 9 bases because you've got 19 extra base hits.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
basically on third base after you leave the box. Like you're not even giving yourself opportunities to steal bases. So just kudos to you and really appreciate the time and best of luck. I think I speak for everybody here when I say that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.